go. No, we need to other direction. That's the problem with all this. Always issues with technology. Go and turn around. There we go. So I've lit another fire. Oh, it's pretty nice. Both of them are butter oil that I fixed this time. Still have some butter oil. It doesn't really, the smell of the butter oil doesn't really. Let's just stop the music here. It's just going with the YouTube things and here and there. So it's taking its own things, yeah. But anyway, the butter oil, it doesn't really smell so good, Oh, my beef is out in the kitchen. It's cooking. It should be around, I guess, 20 minutes, a lot of things in that, grounded meat, and you just put all the antifungals and whatever you have inside the meat and give it a shake, and pretty much. Oh, I need some water. Let's get some water here. It's a little dark here. No, that's empty. That's pretty much also empty. I've been out swimming, and although it was actually I didn't feel so good actually. So I was like, but it's need to get out and have some exercise, and so I fasted again, 18 hours, well, a little more than 18 hours, but of course I slept most of the time, so it's not really, I guess it's a little unfair, but 18 hours still is 18 hours of fasting, right? So I stopped eating in regards before, I finished my meal, I guess the last meal around 12 o'clock, and thereby you have, when it's then 6 o'clock, why is it not doing what I want? There we go. And then when of course it's 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock then the swimming hall is opening, and thereby it's 18 hours of fasting, but I slept most of the day, and I really haven't really felt totally good these last couple of days. I'm not sure if it's, I'm not sure entirely what it is, but I could feel better for sure. But anyway, there's a lot of water going down. Still taking the diflucan, the berberine, the geranium, which is getting very, very low. So I'm not sure how long it will take before. You can actually see my vapor. It's pretty cold, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but before, it's like, let's see. Anyway, it's a little cold, but I'm still, after the swim, even after so many hours actually after the swim, I'm still pretty, the inner core is still pretty heated, even after, they close like 9:30, and then you need to get up and all that. So it's a good amount of time since I actually was there. Oh, there we go. I could see it in front of me in regards of the. It's hard to see in the camera. I can see it in real life. The camera is seemingly a little hard of picking it up. Oh well. Anyway, it's a nice fire. It's going pretty good, and it's the butter oil. I think it must be something in regards of oxidizing when they do it or something like that. It's even cooled down and all that, but when you smell it, it just doesn't smell good. It smelled bad. And I can't remember how it smelled when I made it myself with butter and all that, but maybe I should try to do that. But just doesn't smell. And I've tried, this time I tried two different products, and seems to be the same issue. And the olive oil as well seems to, and of course you don't know how long it actually have been standing in the. I used some olive oil from, where olives have been in, and yeah, I tried with the chicken without the olive oil, and I didn't have the issues that I got with the olive oil. So, something is going on. I guess it must be oxidation, radicals, and all that in regards of the oil itself. So that it's making issues. So of course I want to stay away from that. A lot of things one wants to stay away from. I'm not sure, I guess it's not going to make the oil better when you put it in the oven. But I'm like, what else can you actually use for, putting some fat? I guess you could maybe use some, of course there's some sugar in it, but, if you didn't have any problems with sugar, you could, maybe fix some tomato thing and fix that and use that for the outer surface instead. To just make the outer surface and put garlic and all that instead of using the oil. That might be a way to go. It is pretty cold at the moment for sure, but it's actually pretty nice, and I'm not feeling so good either. So it's like I guess it seems like a little helpful, just being cooled a little, cooled down. I actually did have, I felt better after I had did the swim today. And then I took the vitamins, just not long ago, and took some more nystatin, 2.5 million units of nystatin, and the vitamins, and some B vitamin, extra B vitamin, and liver support, and yeah, I'm not feeling entirely so good. I could absolutely feel better, but anyway. But it was a nice swim, absolutely a nice swim. It didn't go so fast, but it was a long swim. Actually, I think I was actually in the swimming thing in over 1.5 hours, so that was pretty long. And just training different, saw some of the videos on YouTube in regards of things, in regards of making your swimming more effective and all that. And apparently it seems like I've done it all wrong most of my life. So I was trying out some new things, which made it a lot more fun to engage in the thing. Usually, when you just swim, and it can be kind of, what do you call it, what is it called, the word tedious? No, it's become kind of the same and the same and the same again and again and again, right? So it was nice to actually see, to have some new things that I could, try out. And it seems to be pretty much in a lot of the swimming ways, it seems to be effective. Oh well, it's a nice, it's nice. It's the camera doesn't really does it justice. Maybe I should check the camera, but of course that, from the mobile. Okay, now it has problems again. Typically, Oh well, not going to get better. There we go. Let's take the camera and put it on the manual so we get the. And maybe I should actually fix that's the problem, of course, with mobiles these days. They don't cover the lens, in the old days, where they had some sanity left, they still, put protection for the camera. And nowadays they're just sticking out of the mobile. So the first thing that is going to touch any surface will be the camera lens or the camera, glass thing. It's just utterly, stupid, So they couldn't just have made the mobile just a little thicker. Oh no! We have to have the camera sticking out of the mobile. You have to be kidding me. What is this? insanity world I'm living in. Give me a break. But yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. The mobile is, overall, this mobile is, the best mobile that is out there. Even if it's many, many years old now. I guess it might be 3 years maybe that before it actually came out. And it's still the best mobile that is out there. But yeah, well, you can change the battery. You can have there's a jack stick in it, and there's actually some audio thing in regards of grand audio. How do I actually turn this off so it just do as it? So, and of course there's a micro SD card, so you can upgrade it. It's very sad that this is the last flagship that the companies actually have made with a battery and SD and jack stick. There's no other pretty much out. No other. Now in regards to the flagships, there's no other. There is a worker phone running Android, but it doesn't have everything. I think it actually, I can't. All of the three things. That was one of the things it was missing. It could change battery. I'm not sure if you actually needed to still engage in some screwdrivers or something like that. I'm not entirely sure if you could actually, but it was pretty bulky and all that, and it's made to last. Apparently, people are cooking the mobile in the, in 100 degrees water and all that, and doing a lot of testing, and apparently it survives. So that was pretty. I was looking at it because in regards of an if this breaks, well. What is my alternatives? Of course, to buy another one of these if it's possible. If they, so I get, maybe they're only going to get cheaper. I'm not sure, because the problem is, that it's not only me that just wants a mobile like the V20, the LG V20. There's a huge amount of people, that still keeps to the sanity. It's interesting while we're talking about, the environment and this and that, and yet they're allowing mobiles that you can change battery on. It's just so this world is just so hypocritical. It's so bullshit. And then of course, the industry in regards of trashing and all that, and what do? Of course, fault the people for that. Oh, now you need to do and this and that and sort things out and all that. Well, if you made products to last, people wouldn't be throwing out so much stuff, It's just, the insanity. This world is just outrageous. And of course, always blaming the people for it, for the insanity of the industry. Like making light bulbs only to last 1,000 hours. What nonsense, They purposely made the light bulb only to last 1,000 hours. So you would need to go down to the shop and buy another one. Or maybe you need, as an older woman or something like that you maybe need to call the electrician, which is a pretty great bill to take. And of course, he needs to use time, go out to that old lady and figure out, okay, it's the light bulb, I'm going to change that, and then go away again. That's a pretty heavy price to pay. That can be very costly. So, but in regards of, just overlooking the money aspect of it, just the resources that there has to be some people making the products or machines, and people fixing the machine so they're running and all that. Then you have to have people buying it. That's again misusing of time, right? And changing them and all that. It's just an insanity when, and they did it on purpose. How many light bulbs do you think, could have been spared if a huge amount, Oh, it's just incredible, So there was no, what do you call it, incentive to make light bulbs that would last longer than 1,000 hours. Actually, they made an agreement that the light bulbs were only up to last 1,000 hours. So they made the product of worse quality on purpose. And what do we get out of that? More trash. Now I know that's mostly just glass and metal and all that, but it's not only light bulbs, it's everywhere around us where they on purpose are designing things to break, including mobiles, it's just and taking the power from the user. It's typical Rome to do these things, to take the power from the people. And of course they want to know everything about us, and we can't know anything about them, and then do that tyranny. We have to wake up in regards of Rome, because the Antichrist is getting more and more power. So oh my, wonder if I close the door. Anyway, better check after coming home. But overall, it was a pretty good swim. It seems to be, you never know. In regards of the door, sometimes I forget it and it jumps up, and forget to close. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, and of course, it's so noisy in this place. So, and I have, when I moved in, I made this thing here. In regards of newspapers, usually they would use that. But the thing is, it's a huge spot in regards of noise. It's like, it's just open access for the apartment in regards of sound. So what I did was just close it totally off with different things. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure what I used. I think I used some newspapers or something like that for that. And then I can't remember how I isolated it in some sense, but it works. Of course, it doesn't look so beautiful, but the idea was just a solution that, who knows, maybe someone, I don't know, maybe, it was just a quick solution. And of course, it has worked pretty good and no problem there, so it's not a biggie, So whatever, they're going to throw me out anyway, to some place other. So then we get the extra lightning from the other side. Yeah, it's just pretty cold. I guess it's pretty nice. It was. I did some. My back is still hurting, and I need to see if I can train that up. It's just this fallen world. But anyway, when the weather gets better, is out on roller skates and have a go on that. And if I could drop some kilos as well, would be nice before that. Because the skates are only made for, what is this? I can't. Is it 100 kilo or maybe less? Although even if I've been out, and go on above that, they have, they haven't broken us. So, but they were not made for so many kilos. So, would be nice to lose some kilos again. So yeah. But that seems to be pretty good for the back to do roller skating. That seemed to be actually very, very good. When I did that in the past, that really, really helped me, it seemed, in regards of my back problems. Now, again, still, it really helps. You get a lot of muscles to support your back. And that, of course, is what I want. So, I don't know, in regards of butterfly, I've been looking into butterfly, that was some of the things that I tried out today. Actually, usually, not usually, sometimes I do like, one of butterfly, and after the 30 tracks of the other thing, then a butterfly, and then 30 tracks and then a butterfly, and sometimes, but it does, not really, it doesn't look good, it's not done correctly and all that. There's a lot of but that might actually also be promoting of the back. I'm not entirely sure. It seems to be using some of the muscles in the back. So who knows? Well, that was some of the things that I was training, and of course, I was looking into how I was actually swimming. If I actually was doing it wrong, and I tried to get the new thing that all the so-called experts on the internet apparently say you need to do it like this, so you could get more force behind. I don't know, but I tried to. I think I got it in the right direction of doing that. So just a little weird to change how you do it. Seems to be using some other muscles as well. But anyway. So I guess I'll continue trying that out. And again, it made it a little more fun to actually just having some fun without just doing the swim. So and there we go. Closes down again. Again, this is stupid fish. Whosoever got that idea that it should close down automatically has to be the maybe he's a Roman Catholic. That's just stupid. They could at least have made an option so you could have said, no, we don't want to close that down because maybe I'm actually using it, for something else. I hate things that just do something that you haven't told them to. At least have a setting to if I don't like it, make us, fix a setting so at least I can change it, to some sanity. As you can see, these are working pretty good as fire fuel at least. You don't need these small what do you call these lights that you can buy and all that. You just need some oil and some small cans, and again you can pretty much use pretty much everything, but these small cans seems to be the perfect size and the perfect width. So although in regards to the paper, I tried toilet paper this now. Of course, sometimes I've used mostly I use toilet paper, but last time I actually used kitchen paper. And the thing with the kitchen paper was that you could actually make like a it's not a pyramid, but like a you could so it would stick up instead of falling aside as these did in the beginning, and still you can see it's a little to the this way and a little this way and all that. So that was absolutely easier with the kitchen because you could just fix it like a I guess what do you call it? What are these tree called? The Christ Mass tree thing. What is it called? That tree, evergreens. Like an evergreen, you can just put it down there, and and then it just sticks upward. Instead of to the sides. So that seemed to be a little better in regards of. But anyway, whatever you have, it works. And if you have some oil that you don't think might not be the best thing to, or if you're just going to throw out some oil, which I did a lot, if you have some kippos, for example, and you have them with oil, you usually drain the oil from the can, and you're not going to use that oil at all. But you can use the oil to make a light, So you don't need to throw it out. And it seems to, you seem to be able to use a lot of things. Now, one of the reasons that I looked into this was in regards to the past, in regards of how did they do it in the past. And you see these clay things, and they put what is it called, a wick or something like that, a thing, and then it sucks up, and they light it, and the oil is there and all that. And I was like, well, let's try that. And it works wonderful, as you can see. I just needed to find something, that I had in my house that I can use in the past. And I guess it's getting to a point where Where just having found the right size, and I had some that was around the same width, but they were higher. But the problem is, they would stop burning before they got to the bottom, so that made some issues. Then of course I've tried the white one that you can get a pretty big burning on those as well, but that still seemed kind of. But these guys, pretty good. That seems to be pretty nice. And of course, I get some pepper out of it as well. So that's perfect, buying some peppercorns that is said to be, was like full of antioxidants and making it easier for the body to absorb things. Full of vitamin C as well. Just don't eat too many of them, because you will get, I ate 100 grams of it with some water from the can as well, and that was way too much. I felt like my teeth was falling out. My teeth was hurting. It was so painful, and I really wondered if my teeth was going to jump out or something like that. And the thing is, the beginning symptoms of the pebbles, give you this hotness in the, I had the hotness in my breast and all that. You get this heat sensation. Not a bad thing overall, but it also seems to be able to stimulate maybe when you can find because of feeling a little sick and all that. But 100 grams was way too much. Way too much. That really made it haywire. So anyway, but still, still using it, but again to a lesser extent. And I'm crushing them. You can get the can where they are. And I tried another can, which was like 200 grams in one can and all that. And just, but it was like totally squeezy. There were no. But the thing is, that was way too big. I have no idea who would buy like a big 200 grams of pepper. Because when it's open, and it's. So though these cans are much better, where there's 50 grams and then some water in them. So 50 grams of corn and peppercorns and then some water. I usually drink the water. It doesn't really taste that good, but there might be some good nutrients in it. Who knows? But anyway, and then just crush them up. But the 200 grams that I did was really smushy. You didn't really need to do it much before they were, able to crush them. Whereas these, I need to be a little more careful when crushing them so they don't jump around, because they are harder than the. So I usually lose 1 or 2 or 5 or whatever when I'm doing it, where they jump out of the. Of course, one could I'm crushing it in this thing, and of course you could actually get a deeper one. It's really it should have been deeper. It would be a much better if it had been deeper than it is. But anyway, it works, so whatever. I actually have 2, and both of them are not deep enough. So things tend to sometimes, jump out. But anyway, it's possible and all that. And then you just cross them up and make a good moosh or whatever, and put them in this bowl where I put garlic, salt, and whatever, and chili, and just mush it up, or with the meat. And afterwards, it's just you have dinner. Now it might, of course it depends in regards of your taste and all that, but trying to make it a little healthy. I think I need to turn it around, but this is the one that I've pretty much done what, let's turn that around. 1 kilo of meat, and I'm actually not that hungry, actually. I did eat some salmon, from the ocean. You have to be careful in regards to where it's from and all that. So I got some salmon from the ocean. Not that much. Maybe, how much? 400 grams, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's 200 grams. It's not that much, actually. I have a package more. And there we go with the camera again. Insanity. Let's see how much it is. 200 grams. So 200 grams. So I just got some salmon, just to get some. Well, it's not really my favorite thing and all that, but anyway, cod is mostly my favorite thing of fish. But just good to get some variation and all that. And again, got some coconut thing over there, and then I've made my beef, 1 kilo, and with the spices and all that. So, oh well, that'll be nice. I'm getting a little colder for sure. Sitting here. It's getting to the point where I'm feeling like I'm, pretty cooled off. So, but that was great. That was a good swim overall. I hadn't, I'd missed Sunday and I missed Monday as well. The idea was to swim 3 times a week. To get things going. Because I need to do something to get, so 3 times a week didn't sound too bad to get me started. But I guess this week might only be 2 times, so I usually, want to have a day where I'm pretty, off, right? Where you have a day for the body to, regather its strength and all that. Of course, this is when I'm taking the diflucan and berberine as well and so forward. So, it's the first time that I did the diflucan, I was not really doing much of exercise. Well, I guess I actually started out with some exercise, but I don't think I really pushed it, in regards to the swimming. But this time I pushed it more in regards of getting out and getting some exercise. Now, the one thing that is very annoying in regards of swimming is the chlorine. I hate the chlorine. Really, it's not really positive for sure. I think that's the thing that I can feel at the moment in my back. And it's really hard to wash off afterwards. You stand there and you wash it off, and you go to the sauna as well to try to maybe get. But yeah, well, it's very hard to get it off. You smell it. This chlorine. It's just. I wonder why they. Maybe it doesn't look so good, but as far as I know, it's healthier in regards of what's it called? The red brown thing. What is it called? Which we apparently don't get enough of anyway. So that would be, if you swallowed something, it would actually be a good thing compared to swallowing the chlorine water. What was it called? Iodine. Oh yeah, why not try iodine? It might not look so good in the bath water, I guess, but it might be a lot healthier. I don't know if it's possible, but and again, it might look a little, little red or brown, whatever, but it might be better. I haven't tried it, it would be interesting to try it out, if they filled it with iodine and one had a swim to see how the body reacts to the iodine. Something in regards of the chlorine and all of these things are, they can change or fix out the iodine, and you want the iodine. So when you end up taking the other things, it's not a positive thing, and there's a lot of things that can actually push out the iodine. So I have a book on it in regards, so I can't remember all the details, but it's all these things, where you have, I think, fluoride as well, fluoride, chlorine, and then of course you have iodine, all those in the category of that thing, and is something apparently that can push out the iodine and takes its place, which you really don't want, as far as I understand. You want the iodine there. And of course, in regards of radiation, you take these iodine capsules to keep the radiation away, so it's not going to go up in your, what's it like? Is it up here or something like that? Can't remember. But there's something in regards to that. So when you have a radiation thing, they take these iodine pills so they don't, any case. Of course, there's iodine in seaweed. By the way, there's also seaweed in my beef this time. 2 different kinds of seaweeds. I'm not putting too much of seaweed in it because it can really get the taste to a point where it doesn't really taste so good. So, but just a little, just a little here and a little there. It's better than nothing, and it's nice not ruining the taste. Now, of course, I will eat it even if it doesn't taste good, because that's just. But at least that's a point where you would like to have it at least just taste a little, just not too bad. It might not taste so good, but at least keep it in a good level. So, but that was a pretty good swim. I had, and again, it was, even if I was, 1.5 hour this time, it was, it was not it was not boring. I was doing a lot of different. I was trying different things. I had these, I think, 10 videos on the computer looking into a butterfly, and then when I looked into butterfly, I ended up on some of the other pages in regards to swimming, and apparently I'm doing it all wrong in regards. Well, at least seem to be doing it wrong, or at least I could be more effective, apparently, according to. So I'm like, okay, let's try it out, And I'm not sure how much more it didn't. I don't know, but maybe it will come. Maybe it actually will end up. It should be more effective anyway. You should be able to push more, and of course that's what you want in regards of moving forward. And of course the butterfly. I was interesting. I was trying the butterfly, or trying to train my feet, and I was going out to the wall and doing like this, this is a little hard to see. I took hold on it and pushed my forearms, into the, and then I just began to, make the thing with the feet, and you could really feel that. Seems like there was some strain on the back muscles on the lower part. That might be a good thing, But anyway, so. Oh well. It's just stupid, It's stupid that I ended up, crashing into a wall, with my back, with great speed, It's just, that's just so stupid. I should have thought, I should. I didn't know that the leather would break, but I should have been aware that it might happen. It's just. I was pulling and pulling a lot, actually, with all my strength, and then it pretty much broke, and there I flew, and just behind me, not long, far from it, was a brick wall, and I just trashed into that brick wall with great speed, and that was bad. I lost my breath, and that apparently did something to my back. So, it's bad. Oh well, they're still burning, they're looking pretty good as well. I should probably close the door. I'm getting to the point where it's pretty good. Oh, we can see the moon off there a little, not too much, but oh well. I guess food is nearly done, or should be at the point of being totally fixed through. Yeah, looks pretty good. I guess it has gotten more than enough, actually. So, well, interesting. I'm not really that hungry. Anyway, so I talked to the guy with the music player and the video player, and apparently he misunderstood me. So he didn't, the music player is still going to continue to be updating and all. I don't know how he could how he could misunderstand me. I was using the words that he's using in regards of his players. So I have no idea how he would misunderstand what I wrote to him. It feels like that he's too quick to read the things that I'm writing to him. And I guess there might be a lot of people actually writing to him in regards of support and all that. But still, it just feels, again, when you're writing and you need to rewrite things because you didn't really get answer for the questions you had. And wrong information again, Anyway, it's just, so apparently he's going to, he hasn't stopped working on the music player. So I was telling him there was a problem with it in regards to WordPress, and then he told me that he didn't support that anymore. I was like, okay, well, just by the context of it, he should have been aware of what I was talking about, But I guess he seemed to be. And then he says, no, he was talking about something else. He misunderstood me. Well, I still didn't get, didn't get the answer that I was asking about in regards of, the issue. So it's, it's a lot of, oh, well. But anyway, I guess that's just how it is. But apparently he's going to continue to. But I guess I need to rewrite him again to ask the same question again, and it just feels tedious, when you need to do that again and again and again, and get these, answer my question instead of giving me false information. But anyway, so that's, I don't know. That's just. Well, I should stop now and eat some food and. Yeah. By the way, these were the butter oils that I bought, and they are actually not that cheap. I have another one. Another one in here. But again, the problem is, it seems like now the other ones were actually in freezing or in the cold in regards of this one actually stood outside. But anyway, I tried it and seem to have the same issue, and the smell again is just not smelling good, So I can't remember how it actually was when I made it from butter, made it myself, if it actually also was. But the taste overall, compared to butter is, butter tastes much better, I think. But anyway, oh well, I guess it's enough for me in regards of information, and get some food and the candles or whatever you want to call them, the oil lamps maybe would be better. The oil lamps are burning, and there we go in regards to the closure again. And there will probably battery emptying. Oh well, I guess we are over that. I guess it's okay,